नमस्कार, मैं कंचन सिन्हा from Sri Shankaracharya Mahavidyalaya Junwani Bhilai. Today I am going to discuss about National Institutes of Different Disabilities and the role of Rehabilitation Council of India. This is the syllabus of M.ED second semester, paper 7 in the subject Education for Differentially Abled. Before knowing the institutes of differentially able and the role of RCI, we first know what is RCI or Rehabilitation Council of India. The Rehabilitation Council of India, that is RCI, was set up as a registered society in 1986. On September 1992, the RCI was enacted by Parliament and it became a statutory body on June 1993. The Act was amended by Parliament in 2000 to make it more broad-based. The mandate given to RCI is to regulate and monitor services given to persons with disability, to standardize syllabi, and to maintain a central rehabilitation register of all qualified professionals and personnel working in the field of rehabilitation and special education. The Act also prescribes punitive action against unqualified persons delivering service to persons with disability. The RCI is the apex government body set up under the Act of Parliament to regulate training programs and courses targeted at disabled, disadvantaged, and special education requirement communities. It is the only stationary council in India that is required to maintain the central rehabilitation register, which mainly documents details of all qualified professionals who operate and deliver training and educational program for the targeted communities. In the year 2000, the Rehabilitation Council of India Amendment Act 2000 was introduced and notified consequently by the Government of India. The amendment brought definitions and discussions provided within the earlier Rehabilitation Council of India Act 1992 under the ambit of a larger act, namely Persons with Disabilities, Equal Opportunities, Protection of Right and Full Participation Act 1995. Now we will discuss about different national institutions of different disabilities. Number 1, Ali YAVAR JUNG National Institute for the Hearing Handicapped. This institute was established on 9th August 1993 under the Societies Registration Act. The institute has been established for manpower development, research, clinical and therapeutic services, outreach and extension services for the person with hearing disabilities. Second, National Institute for Empowerment of Persons with Multiple Disabilities. This institute was started clinical service and short-term training program for caregivers from July 2005. Government of Tamil Nadu has provided the land for this institute. The third institute is SIAMI VIVEKANAND National Institute of Rehabilitation, Training and Research. The aims and objective of the institute are human resources development, implementation of service delivery programs, research and outreach programs. The institute produces and distributes aids and appliances. SVNIRTAR also undertake vocational training, placement and rehabilitation of the physically handicapped. The fourth one is National Institute for Orthopedically Handicapped. It was established in Kolkata in the year 1978. The mission of the institute is to develop human resources for providing rehabilitation services to persons with locomotor disabilities, providing of services in rehabilitation, restorative surgery, aids, etc. This also develops model services in the areas of restorative surgery aids and vocational training, etc. The fifth one is National Institute of Visually Handicapped, Dehradun. The National Center for Blind was upgraded as National Institute for Visually Handicapped in July 1979. The objective of the institute is to conduct, sponsor, and coordinate all aspects of education for rehabilitation of persons with visual disabilities and coordinate research in these areas. This institution is engaged in education, vocational training, training of teachers, production of braille books, aids for the visually handicapped. The sixth national institute is National Institute of Mentally Handicapped, Secunderabad. The institute was registered in the year 1984 under the Societies Registration Act. NIMH is committed to develop models of care for the mentally handicapped person, conduct research in the area of mental handicap, and promote human resources development to work with mentally handicapped person in the country. The seventh is Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay Institute for the Physically Handicapped, New Delhi. IPH New Delhi was set up on 12th November 1976 under the Society Registration Act. The major objective of the institute is to develop trained manpower for rehabilitation of persons with orthopedically disabled person. The eighth National Institute is Composite Regional Centers for Persons with Disability. This institute is to provide both preventive and promotional aspects of rehabilitation like education, health, employment and vocational training, research and manpower development for persons with disability, etc. This slide deals the RCI's accredited institution based on self-study and on-site evaluation. First of all, in the field of hearing impairment. Number 1, Shri KL Institute for the Deaf, Bhavnagar. Second, YJ National Institute for the Hearing Handicap, Mumbai. Next, JUNWANI School for the Deaf, Varanasi. Dr. S.R. Chandrasekhar Institute of Speech and Hearing, Bangalore. National Institute of Speech and Hearing, Trivandrum. Little Flower Convent Higher Secondary School for the Deaf, Chennai. The Central Institute of Teachers of the Deaf, Mumbai. AYJ National Institute for the Hearing Handicapped, Secunderabad. College of Allied Health Sciences, Manipal. Hashu Advani College of Special Education, Mumbai, and Clark School for Deaf, Chennai. The institutes in the field of mental retardations are Dilkhus Teacher Training in Special Education, Mumbai, Central Institute of Mental Retardation, Thiruvananthapuram, Medical Care Trust, Vadodara, and Karnataka Parents Association for the Mentally Retarded, Bangalore. In the field of rehabilitation psychology, there is only one college or institution, that is University of Kolkata, Department of Applied Psychology, Kolkata. In the same way, in the field of cerebral palsy, there is only one institute, Spastic Society of Tamil Nadu, Chennai. In the field of visually impaired, the institutions are Vivekanand Mission Ashram, West Bengal, Sri Ramana Maharshi Academic, Bangalore, Pune School and Home for the Blind Teachers Training Center, Pune, Kerala Federation of the Blind, Palakkad, Kerala, and Mahesh Drishtihin Kalyan Sangh, Indore. Now, we will discuss the role or the function of RCI of India. Number 1. Recognition of qualification granted by university, etc. in India for rehabilitation professional. The qualification granted by any university or other institution in India which are included in the schedule shall be recognized qualification for the rehabilitation personnel. Second, recognition of qualification by institution outside India. The Council may enter into negotiation with the authority in any country outside India for setting of a scheme or reciprocity for the recognition of qualification. Third function is right of persons possessing qualification included in the schedule to be enrolled. Subject to the other provisions contained in this Act, any qualification included in the schedule shall be sufficient qualification for enrollment on the register. No person other than the rehabilitation professional who possesses a recognized rehabilitation qualification and is enrolled in the register. Fourth is power to require information as to courses of study and examination. Under this, every university or institution in India which grants a recognized qualification shall furnish such information as the Council may from time to time require as to the courses of study and examination to be undergone in order to obtain such qualification. Fifth function is inspectors at examination. The Council shall appoint such members of inspector as it may deem requisite to inspect any university or institution where education for practicing as rehabilitation professional is given. Sixth function is visitor examination. The Council may appoint such number of visitors as it may deem requisite to inspect any university or institution wherein education for rehabilitation professional is given or attend any examination for the purpose of granting recognized rehabilitation qualifications. The RCI has the power to withdraw of recognition if there is any fault or loopholes observed. Number 8 function is minimum standard of education. In this, the Council may prescribe the minimum standard of education required for granting recognized rehabilitation qualification by university or institutions in India. Ninth function is registration in register. The member secretary of the Council may, on report of an application made by any person in the prescribed manner, enter his name in the register, provided that the member secretary is satisfied that such person possesses recognized rehabilitation qualification. Tenth function is privileges of persons who are registered on register. Person whose name is on the register shall be entitled to practice as a rehabilitation professional in any part of India and to recover in due course of law in respect of such practice any expenses, charges is respect of medicaments or other appliances or any fees to which he may be entitled. Next function is professional conduct and removal of names from register. The Council may prescribe standards of professional conduct and etiquettes and a code of ethics for rehabilitation professional. If it is not followed, name can be removed from register after call of explanation. The 12th function of RCI is appeal against order of removal from register. where the name of any person has been removed from the register on any ground other than that he is not possessed of the requisite rehabilitation qualification, he may appeal. 13th is register. It shall be the duty of member secretary to keep and maintain the register in accordance with the provision of this Act and any order made by the Council, and from time to time to revise the register and publish in the official gazette. The register shall be deemed to be a public document within the meaning of the Indian Evidence Act 1872 and may be proved by a copy thereof. The 14th function is information to be furnished by Council and publication thereof. The Council shall furnish such reports, copies of its minutes, abstracts of its accounts, and other information to the central government as that government may require. The next function is cognizance of offences. Notwithstanding anything contained in the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973, no court shall take cognizance of an offence punishable under this Act, except upon a complaint in writing made by any person authorized in his behalf by the Council. Next function is protection of action taken in good faith. No suit, prosecutions, or other legal proceeding shall lie against the central government, council chairperson, members, member secretary, or any other officials or other employee of the council for anything which is in good faith done or intended to be done under this Act. The 17th function of RCI is employees of council to be public servant. They are all public servants. 18th function, power to make rules. The central government may, by notification, make rules to carry out the purpose of this Act. The 19th function of RCI is power to make regulations. The Council may, with the previous sanction of the central government, make by notification regulation generally to carry out the purpose of this Act and without prejudice to the generating of the foregoing power. And the last function, that is but not the least, laying of rules and regulation before Parliament. Every rule and every regulations made under this Act shall be laid as soon as may be after it is made before each House of Parliament while it is in session for a total period of 30 days. This slide shows the references, the content taken from different sites. Thank you for listening the video. Hope you might all have got the concept of role of RCI and you knew the name of different institutes working in these services. Thank you.